hashtag. Katy Perry, if you don't know who she is, singer, songwriter, 108 million followers on Twitter, over 70 million followers on Instagram. When she speaks, people really listen. And if she was in the room, I would ask her what she meant by this tweet that went viral just a little while back. She says this: speak your truth. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. And this is where it rhymes. It's so cool. Live your truth, even if your body breaks, right? Man, your spirit survives. Not a proper sentence, I don't think, but spirit survives. You know, there you go. 28,000 retweets, 48,000 likes. Clearly, people are resonating with Miss Katy Perry when she says this stuff. So, my truth comes out of an idea like that. Everybody has their truth. And so this hashtag, my truth, has been one of the most trending topics over the last few years. And what someone says when they say hashtag my truth, what they really mean is this is true of me and it might not be true of you. This is who I am and it might not be who you are, but you don't get to say who I am because I have my truth and you have your truth. And I won't say anything about your truth, but you can't say anything about my truth, and I won't judge your truth if you don't judge my truth, because it's my truth. It's not your truth, it's mine. So back up, right? That's what my truth means. So we could also think of it this way. It's in your bulletin like this. My truth is a personalized truth designed or created to meet someone's individual requirements. Individual requirements. The personalization of truth, it's not something new. People have wanted to personalize their own truth for a long time. But whenever truth is personalized, truth is trivialized. And so this has been trending, though, over the last few years. My truth, my truth. I have my truth. Don't tell me, don't judge me about my truth. And so we've become a culture where rather than having absolute truth for everybody, people get to make up their truth. Anybody can make up their truth. But here's what I want you to think about. In fact, it's in your bulletin. It's the next thing down. Check this out. Something cannot be true for you and not true for everyone. That's not how truth works. Something cannot be true for you and not true for everyone. If it's not true, listen, if it's not true for people everywhere, then it's not true for people anywhere. If it's not true for people everywhere, it's not true for people anywhere. So you can have your own opinion, but you cannot have your own truth. Truth doesn't work that way. So this brings us all to our big question of today. You ready for the big question? What is truth? That's our question today. What is truth? We want to try and dismantle this hashtag my truth by giving some helpful insights to what truth really is. So, what is truth? Now, I recognize that there's probably a few different types of people in the room, but what I would say is regardless of what you believe, regardless of who you are, what you think about God, religion, church, there is no question bigger than this. What is truth, I think, is the biggest question we could ever attempt to answer, the biggest question we could answer. Because if you're a skeptic at heart like me, here's what you know. Religions everywhere are making truth claims. This is how God works. This is what it's like. This is what eternity is like. This is the most holy book. Religion is full of truth claim. If you're anything like me, you might think this, especially if you've been burned by religion. How could I ever evaluate a truth claim? Do I just pick the one I like best? Do I just go with my opinion? How would I ever take a claim of religion and run it through a test of truth and determine which religion is actually right? Well, today, I think it's going to be helpful for you because that's exactly what we want to do. I want to give you today the tools for you to discover what truth is. Today is not a message on what to think. Today is a message on how to think. And so I think today is going to be helpful, especially if you're a skeptic. Now, if you know you're a Jesus follower, I think there will be a time where someone comes up to you, family member, friend, and they say something like this: how do you know Christianity is true? And if you say, I just kind of like it, I think it's my truth, that might not be a helpful answer. Today, I want to help you know how to answer the question, is Christianity true? Now, if you're a parent, there might be a day that your son or daughter comes home from their first or second semester at junior college and says, my philosophy professor said there is no absolute truth. And you're going to look at your kid and say, what does that mean, right? Today is the day that I help you figure out how you can have an answer to that question, to that topic. And lastly, there might come a time where your situation will be so emotionally charged. You might go through something so emotionally charged, it will challenge you. It will challenge you to think through your own beliefs. And on that day, when that day comes, I want you to be able to have this kind of conversation with yourself. So regardless of what you believe, I think today is going to be incredibly helpful, although it might feel like a semester of college in 30 minutes. All right, so buckle up. We're going to move really quickly. Let's start off with a non-religious answer to the question of what is truth. Regardless of what you believe, I think you can get behind this answer. Here's what truth is: a perfect perception of reality. You can write down a perfect perception of reality. That's what truth really is. Truth is what corresponds to reality. Truth is what's real. So you can have your opinion, but you can't have your truth. It can't just be your truth, it can't just be my truth, because truth just doesn't work that way. Truth is what actually describes reality. That's how it works. So last week we celebrated Good Friday. We celebrated Easter. It was a fantastic weekend. I hope you were able to be a part of it. Inside of the Easter story, inside of the Good Friday story, there's a historical figure who's central to that narrative. His name is Pontius Pilate. Pontius Pilate is kind of central to that story, and he had a conversation just hours before Jesus would be nailed to a cross with Jesus. And in the conversation, Pontius Pilate lets us know something. He's a my truth kind of guy. This isn't a new problem. Personalized truth has kind of always been a topic, always been an issue. In fact, Pontius Pilate, he says this, check it out. He says, "You are a king then," said Pilate. And Jesus answered, "You say that I am a king. In fact, the reason I was born and came into the world is to testify to the truth." Testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me. And then here comes Pilate's moment. Katy Perry ripped him off. He says, "What is truth?" Wow. 2,000 years ago, he says, what is truth? Now, you could argue that one of the main reasons Jesus came to us, one of his main goals in the first place was to reorient us to a perfect perception of reality. He came to testify to the truth, to reorient us to a perfect perception of reality, and to help us side with truth, to side with truth. So we would know what is true, and because we know what's true, why wouldn't we want to side with what's true? Because why would I want to side with a lie?